This is Jaime and Fuego for the horror show here at Mad Monster 2015. And yes, this zombie can't actually talk. I haven't fully turned just yet. I'm here talking to Ed, the editor from famous Monsters of Filmland. Tremendous artwork. We have shirts. Then there is a publication, which is what I want to talk to you about first and foremost here. Was that the inception, the magazine?
Yeah, I mean, we are the oldest entertainment magazine still in production today. Started in 1958. Forrest J. Ackerman, James Warren got together and said, let's make a little monster magazine, see what happens. They put it out, hundreds of thousands of copies and multiple reprints later. The little kids said, we love our monsters and we love you guys, and it's been around ever since.
That's the thing. It never really goes away. Even as a kid, if you love it, it tends to linger from my experience.
Well, that's kind of the thing is the magazine was about the people behind the scenes. It was about the writers and the makeup artists. And not only that, but it said, hey, you can do this yourself. Here's how you make the blood. Here's how you make your own monsters. And there's a lot of you out there. Don't think you're alone. Don't think that it's just you. There's a legion of monster-loving kids out there. So if you don't want to go outside and play baseball, but instead you want to draw and you want to make models, you're not abnormal. You're
nothing wrong with that.
You are one of the monsters.
One of us. One of us.
Exactly. And that's what it is. It was kind of like the original Facebook. So, it brought everybody
and it pulled back the curtain a little bit then.
Pulled back the curtain and said, you can do this. It's not just reserved for people out there. You can do it. You're special, and we all love you. And as long as you love your monsters, you're all welcome here. And it brought everybody together.
And I'd imagine it spread even more so since the advent of social media and all that. Or is like the printed form, or are you a purist? You really prefer that tangible thing, having a real print magazine?
Look, we love the magazine, but we also are online. I mean, it's funny because back in the day, they used to have a whole pen pal section where the kids would put their names and addresses right in the magazine. We can't do that anymore. The FBI would be at our front door telling us,
modern times.
Not so much. We're going to do the digital printing and we do all the conventions, so it's a much bigger world now, and we embrace all of it.
Yeah, and it leveled the playing field, as I've spoken to with some other creative types here, because it gives that opportunity with the know-how, the tools now.
It does, and I mean, just about everybody who's anybody that we love in Hollywood, from Guillermo del Toro and Stephen King and Peter Jackson. Stephen King submitted his first story to the magazine when he was 14 years old.
Wow.
Billy Bob Thornton used to enter the model making contest, the Aurora model making contest. He got like third place and stuff. I mean, all the kids love this stuff, and they grew up and they became important people, and every one of them looks at the magazine and at Forrest J. Ackerman and says, these guys and this magazine were so inspirational to tell me you're not weird, you are normal, and you can do this stuff and make money at it.
And that's some serious reassurance, and might be why we have so much more horror-centric stuff even coming out today. I mean, it's had almost a renaissance of sorts in the last decade or so, if not longer.
Yeah, I mean, we had the zombies at the beginning of the double aughts with, World War Z, and of course, Shaun of the Dead made a big thing. But now people are coming back. We've got shows like Penny Dreadful and fantasy shows like Game of Thrones, and we've got sci-fi shows, and it's like genre is everywhere now. Yes. When Game of Thrones is the highest rated show like in the world, and Walking Dead is one of the biggest shows in the world. This is fantasy and horror shows.
And they cross the streams. They have a lot in common as far as like diehard fans, left-of-centric creativity.
I remember when Game of Thrones first came out, everybody said, we're not sure. HBO didn't know what to do with it. After that first episode, it blew up. So the genre, the zombies, the vampires, Frankenstein's monster, they're here, and they're bigger than ever now.
Which is exciting for viewers, and so we always have to come to a horror question before we wrap these kind of things up. So as far as a horror film that just really struck a chord with you as a child, the first one you remember really just scaring the crap out of you?
That's easy. John Carpenter's The Thing. The Thing was just one of those movies that it worked on every level.
And still does to this day. Practical effects, which, thank the Lord, people are embracing again now with the new Star Wars film and, lots of low-budget horror. And
well, The Thing was just an important film because it showed what you could do with practical effects, and it just kind of showed what imagination could do. You take a little small set, you take a location, you put some great monsters in it, you put some good actors. And you got a great little story, and you can make history. You don't need to have a huge budget and a lot of CGI.
That's where the creativity comes into play, man.
It is. I mean, so much of what Rob Bottin did in that film was just, what can we do with what's here? This is what I have to work with. We're going to make it. That dog transformation in there, it's unbelievable.
It is. It still looks good to this day. It still holds up.
Yeah, I mean, I asked Rick Baker, I said, what did you think when you saw The Thing for the first time? And he said, darn it, Rob, you did everything we ever talked about and you nailed it.
John Carpenter, man, I haven't liked much of what he's done over the last decade or so, not since Carpenter's Vampires probably, but nonetheless.
Anytime he gets together with Kurt Russell, it's magic.
Golden, in fact, whether it's, Big Trouble or, Escape from New York. Yeah. They've been talking about remaking that lately. What's your stance on remakes? We've been talking to other guests at Mad Monster here about that. Obviously, The Thing is a great example of a good remake, but Nightmare on Elm Street, terrible.
I got to tell you, though, the remakes have been good because with the remakes and the reboots, people get interested in the subject of what the original stuff was.
There's a silver lining on that.
It is. So Famous Monsters serves the purpose of saying, that's great that they're making new Planet of the Apes movies, but now people want to know, where did it come from? So we provide that. We say, we give Roddy McDowall interviews and show people, here's the great John Chambers makeups and stuff from the originals. So we kind of fill that and say, this is the source material, whether you like the new stuff or not. Like, for instance, we did a whole Dark Shadows issue when the movie came out a few years ago. Yeah. Some people liked it, some people didn't, but they found...
It was a polarizing film, but then they, in turn, got the TV series.
Exactly. And they said, we loved what you wrote about. We didn't know the series was such a big deal. They went, and I got emails, people going, I love this original series. Thank you so much for talking about it. That's what's great about it, is it makes people discover the roots of it all.
Yeah, and when you're discovering horror for the first time, it is one of the most enthralling feelings. I mean,
people went out last year and wanted to know all about the original Godzilla because the new film came out. Who doesn't want to see that film again for the first time? It's
truly
unbelievable.
So, as you can sense, there's some enthusiasm for this type of stuff, and it needs to be there, and it doesn't go away. Horror just kind of continues creeping along, so to speak, which is pretty righteous.
Family. We're one big happy family. Dysfunctional, happy, psychotic family.
Yes, exactly, and we keep it closely knit here. We want to extend a grande gracias to Ed, the editor here, from Famous Monsters of Filmland. I don't want to mention the name improperly, and once again, gaze upon this artwork. It is, you got Cthulhu versus Godzilla up there, War of the Gods. Pretty righteous, I must say. So thanks again, man, for speaking to us. And where can our viewers actually connect and buy some stuff, subscribe, scope out, purchase, all that jazz?
Just come out to famousmonsters.com, and you can get everything there. The store is there, the social media. Come say hi to all of us. You can contact us there. We're looking forward to seeing you.
Awesome. Thanks again, brother, and thanks to all you viewers. And until next time, stay scared.